So at this time, the suspect in the shooting is in custody. We have multiple casualties inside the synagogue. We have 3 officers who have been shot.
And CNN now able to confirm at least 4 dead.
There's a total of 12 people who have been shot.
The day of the terrible incident.
It was a rainy morning, and I boarded a bus to take me to Tree of Life. We were pulled over the side of the road many times with a cacophony of sirens, police sirens, and ambulances, and I didn't know why.
I encountered a brief accident of 2 cars. By the time I neared the synagogue, I found that I couldn't get any closer to it than maybe 1.5 blocks away. I saw a number of police cars, fire engines. In fact, I saw more police cars at that intersection of the synagogue than I've ever seen at one time. And I kept going in circles and decided I have to head back home because something was wrong.
Suddenly, the bus driver announced there would be a detour. And not knowing why, I approached him and asked why. And he said, well, there's been a shooting at the synagogue.
315, hold a perimeter, we're under fire. We're under fire. He's got an automatic weapon, he's firing out of the front of the synagogue. 315, every available unit in the city needs to get here now. All units hold a perimeter. We're taking on AK-47 fire from out the front of the synagogue.
He stopped the bus. I ran to Carnegie Mellon University. There I knew I would be safe. There was a lockdown, and there were police everywhere. But I still didn't know if Irv was alive or dead. I called, he answered.
And I said, I wanted to get to the synagogue, but I couldn't get anywhere near it. And she said, don't go anywhere near it.
This morning, suddenly, without warning, a gunman opened fire at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The suspect is in custody.
Alleged synagogue shooter Robert Bowers is not believed to have a prior criminal history.
Law enforcement sources telling ABC News Bowers had amassed 10 guns and brought 4 of them to the synagogue.
Suspect's talking about all these Jews need to die.
It was unthinkable that that could even happen here in Pittsburgh, and especially at my synagogue. There was nothing but news report after news report of this horrible situation it turned out to be.
This morning, we're learning new details about the 11 lives senselessly stolen.
You know, the list of names that we later heard were not just names of the victims. These were my friends. These were friendships that I treasured. The laughter, the good times, and the emails and the phone calls, they'll be silenced forever. I went to 6 funerals and 6 burials in 4 days. Sylvan was the first who was hit, and when he fell, Bernice saw that, his wife of 62 years, and she, in disbelief, my God, my husband's shot, help, help him. At which point she was shot, and she fell over him.
One gentleman by the name Irv, we used to kid around, we had the same first name, and we sat, I guess you would say, at the entrance to the chapel and did our little joking around whenever we could during the service.
Joyce Feinberg was a close friend of mine. We used to spend hours in the kitchen laughing, having a wonderful time. And she always wanted to see how I would make magic in the kitchen.
It's very difficult to understand why it happened, and it's something that will never leave me, no matter how long I live.
My heart is broken.
Because of the tragedy, people are attending Beth Shalom Synagogue. The past 2 weeks, I've been attending Road of Shalom. They gave everything they could to help the congregants of Tree of Life to be comfortable and gather together and be themselves. I hear many reports as to where the money has been raised. Online, there is funds that are raised. Naturally, it was for the rebuilding of the synagogue. It was my understanding that the money raised also went toward the funerals of the deceased, so there wouldn't be any out-of-pocket cost to the deceased or the family.
I think there definitely is a greater strength because there's togetherness. And when you have togetherness, you have support and you have strength. The outpouring of kindness and people from all over, from synagogues, from Israel, from Canada, from Australia. It's throughout. It's in sports. It's in changing uniforms of the Penguins and the Steelers logo.
Our hearts go out to victims of yesterday's shooting in just a Squirrel Hill community.
It's beautiful to see students at Carnegie Mellon. It's spread throughout. It doesn't matter your religion. There's a value for human life, and that transcends any faith.
I definitely will go back.
Because I belong there.